Here he is.
Hello.
How are you,
Good. I've actually never done Instagram Live before, so
mate?
sorry.
There's a lot of people actually talking about that today, actually. I'm like, I've never done a live Instagram.
No, never. I'm like, how the hell do I get on this?
Do you remember the glove?
What gloves were they? I can't remember.
They're your twos in a very big fight. This is my birthday present from your coach.
Very
So right up there every day.
Yeah. Which fight is that?
Oh, hasn't he told you?
No, he told me. I can't.
I think these are the twos. These might be the twos for Faneka, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Somebody might be able to clarify that. I don't think they're the twos for Pacquiao. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to ask.
Yeah, he's got one of every one, so.
I better ask him that. It could be the twos. Mate, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been very good, thank you. Can't complain.
Mate, you've been jet skiing.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty fun thing I did. I got contacted by Jet Ski Safari on the Gold Coast, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, let's go for a ride on a jet ski.
Mate, we see the digital pictures were fantastic. You're there like this. Joe's like, ah!
I know. I didn't realise the face that she was kind of pulling on that. She wasn't that happy that everyone gets to see that. So,
Mate,
yeah.
you've just back to the you did some fantastic work, obviously, up in Rockhampton. Can you tell us a bit about that and the Amada program getting involved with Derek's Boxing Gym?
Yeah, look, Derek's Boxing up there, they're doing some amazing work with the Amada program with the kids. They're just doing amazing work already with the gym that they're running up there. But, yeah. They're running the Amada program with the kids up there with him and Sudesh. Sudesh is a great trainer. I know him from Dundee's Boxing and Fitness when I used to go there all the time, and Sudesh was like a tip-top trainer. He was such a good guy and awesome with kids as well. So I know they're doing some amazing work with the program, and yeah, I just can recommend people, whoever, if you're up there, to go check it out.
Mate, absolutely fantastic, and keep up the great work you're doing with Amada. Jeff, we don't know if you're retired or not retired. I know you played an integral part in boxing in this country, and you know it and I know it. You've done so much for the sport. The funny thing is tonight we sit here, we're 2 days out from a guy named Manny Pacquiao who's fighting at 42 years of age.
Sorry.
I don't know if he still needs the money. I don't know if he still wants to go around for his 68th fight or 69th fight. But it was 4 years ago you beat him in a very big fight for the WBO world title, mate. What can you tell us about how life's changed so much for you from 2017 to obviously now in 2021?
Yeah, look, first of all, Pacquiao is an absolute legend. I don't know how he's
still doing it.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's just taking big fight after big fight, and look, he's very generous man as well. I know he does lots for his country, so yeah, good on him. But what am I doing with myself right now? I'm focusing some work on Amada at this stage, the anti-bullying program that we're running around Queensland. And yeah, I haven't really done much training at all, which I've got to because I'm starting to get a gut. So yeah, that's not really very good. But yeah, I'm got to start doing some training because I guess if I do change my mind and I do want to come back, I want to be in some type of good shape in pretty quick time.
Do you think about Pacquiao, because you've been in there with him, you spent 36 minutes, which some people say that's one of the greatest fighters of all time. Jeffrey, you're only 32. He's got 9. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's soon. 42, and he's still doing it. It's amazing.
It is, yeah. He's got 9 years on me, so he's doing extremely well. He's definitely got the youth about him because he hasn't drunk or anything like that. Doesn't do anything. So he treats his body like a temple, which is the way we should all be, but we're not always like that. But yeah, he's young for his age, I guess, and he's still doing amazing things in the sport.
Mate, he was going to fight Errol Spence 2.5 weeks ago. Errol obviously suffered an injury, and then obviously the replacement is Yordenis Ugas. Now, you would have known Yordenis Ugas from the Olympics. He was a Cuban, and a very, very good fighter in the amateurs. Do you know much about, one, his opponent, Pacquiao, and the fight that he's facing?
Look, I remember the name, but I don't remember Ugas in the amateurs. So, yeah, I'm not really too familiar with him, and I don't know what he's done as a pro either. But yeah, this is a massive fight for him. Manny Pacquiao's a test for anyone, and yeah, he's really going to have to bring it to him to get that victory.
If he was going to fight Errol on Sunday, you would probably be a bit more tuned in for Errol. Were you going to take some interest in the Errol versus Pacquiao fight?
Look, I'm always rooting for Pacquiao. Everyone was saying that he was gone when he fought me. They were saying he was gone. I was going for him when he was gone against Mayweather. I was there for that. I've been a fan of Pacquiao for a long time. So, yeah, I hope he wins this fight on the weekend because he just keeps proving people wrong, and that's what I love about him. People don't expect him to be able to do something, and he just keeps breaking it.
Jeff, when you beat him in 2017, it was a bit of a shock to him. You know what I mean? He came down here. He fought this young kid from Australia in front of such a massive crowd. Did you watch a lot of his fights after you? So obviously the Broner fight, the Thurman fight. And was that a wake-up call for Manny to obviously, in the later years, 38, 39, to really go hard again? And we're seeing that now.
Yeah, I think so. I think I shocked him in that fight, and he's just kind of like he probably went to another level in his training to go, okay, he might have taken me he maybe did his training the exact same because I can't imagine Manny training any less, but I think mentally he's been more switched on with every fight and treating everyone on an equal playing field, because I think he had that slight little about me that he wasn't going to have that problem, and I gave him the problems.
And for those who don't know, George Kambosos Jr. can rectify that Manny Pacquiao's training camp for Jeff Horn was as ruthless as any other training camp. I know he got down here the Sunday week. They flew in Saturday night with Conks and the team. So people who said that Manny Pacquiao was down here for a holiday, he wasn't, because George Kambosos Jr., probably our best fighter now, told me in the studio when we were in Sydney last year, Nick, he was fit as, ready, hungry, and he wanted to take your head off. Yeah,
well, that's fine, and I'm glad that I'm hearing that story. That's the first time I've heard that actually that Manny trained properly and was hungry for that fight. But yeah, I just treated it like it was my, I guess, golden ticket. I needed to beat Pacquiao. I didn't just want to. I needed to beat him to get to what I wanted to get, and that was that world title. Mate,
we're going to go back to 214, 215. Obviously, you're fighting the likes of, Randall Bailey's, the Muellers, these sort of guys. Your coach had a plan. It was bizarre. He told you about it. He told your father. He told Dean Lonigan about doing this Pacquiao fight. I'm going to go to when Mayweather fought Pacquiao. You were there, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. When you watched Mayweather versus Pacquiao in 2015, did you think, one, that this is a potential opponent if it's Pacquiao or Mayweather? And did you think that really that the fight with Horn and Pacquiao could really happen?
Look, at that point in time when I was going to that fight, no, I wasn't kind of thinking that I was ever going to get a shot at one of those guys. They were the top of the pile, and they probably still are. They're the biggest names in boxing still, those guys. So I didn't think I was going to get that fight, but look, you shoot for the stars. That's what Glenn's taught me. That's one great thing about Glenn is he's been able to talk guys up and get to that next level. And I guess that mixed well with my brain, and I was like, yep, okay, I believe in myself. Let's do this.
Because fast forward, obviously, 2016, you fought a guy named Ali Faneka, obviously in New Zealand. You got the win. You were down in the fight. You had a lot of eyes on you, a lot of, new media, American media, the FightHype, ES News. You got Bob Arum. Tell me about going into the ring that night in New Zealand, knowing that if you win this fight, there's a potentially fight with Manny Pacquiao. How was that for you?
Yeah, look, it was massive. I guess having Bob Arum there was huge. Knowing that the eyes were on me for that fight, but I just did it like every other fight. I treated it the same and trained hard for him. And I was like, well, I'm gonna go through this guy, and hopefully, I was hearing Pacquiao might be the next guy after that, but I was like, really, it was still kind of like a maybe. Like, I don't know if Pacquiao's he will avoid me or do something. I don't know, but. Obviously, Bob Arum was like, "Oh, this guy looks good. It'll be an exciting fight. Interesting to see how Pacquiao and Horn go together." He probably didn't think I was going to win it, but he thought I would made a good shot at it, made it a good fight, and for me, it was good that I got the victory, I guess.
That's exactly right. And your promoter at the time, Dean Lonigan, and Bob Arum, with the fantastic work from Graham Kirk, our mayor, and obviously, Kate Jones, the Minister of Tourism. We got this fight in Queensland. It was a massive regeneration for boxing in this country. Jeff, how did you feel? Take us back when Glenn said to you, the fight's on.
Yeah, I can remember a phone call in my house, and I was just like, they're like, would you want to take the fight? And I was like, yes, I'll take the fight. It's like, it was just like a bizarre thing. It's like no boxers really. Maybe they do, but I was like, I'm never going to say no, not to an opportunity like that. I didn't know money wise anything. Didn't know anything about it. I was just like, yes, I'll fight the guy, whatever.
How long did you have a training camp for Pacquiao? Was 3 to 4 months?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was at least 3 to 4 months before the fight, because I don't even know when we knew about it. That time in my life, around that Pacquiao time, is like a blur. Like, I was just so busy, and even the lead up to it, probably from getting cracked in the head a few times in the fight, especially the head wobbled me a fair few times. But yeah, it's hard to remember that time of my life in 2017.
Have you watched the fight back?
Yes, I watched it back. Sorry?
How many times do you watch the fight?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. I would say at least 3 to 5 times. I think I've watched it.
Round 1, Pacquiao, I thought, oh, this is the big crowd. It's my dance show. It's 52,000. At the end of round 1, you hit him very, very hard, and he sort of went over to the corner and looked over like, shit, this kid hits hard, and he's going to try and take me head off. Let's get back to when you fought Pacquiao. Early on in the fight, what were you thinking, and how did he come across in the early rounds?
Look, as I said, it's a struggle to remember. All I knew is I was going to come at him hard, and I was going to throw the best shots I had at him. So I knew what I'd done in the past. I knew I'd versed thanks to Dean Lonigan. He got me the good fights leading up to that fight against the Randall Baileys, against the Ali Finekas, against some top opponents leading into that. I knew I had the power to stop anyone. So I knew I could land a good punch on him. I could stop Pacquiao. So he's only human, but I was just like, I'm going to have to rough him up. I'm going to have to get close. I'm bigger than him, and that's going to wear him out and land some bigger shots.
Does it pinch you, Jeff, that obviously you're the last opponent in the world to beat this legend? You and your trainer, regardless of you've got an opinion of Jeff Horn or Glenn Rushton, you two are the last two as a combination to dethrone Pacquiao. That's quite amazing, because there's been some good fighters that have fought him since you know what I mean? Not knocking, fighters that fought him previous, but you look at Thurmans, the Bronas, these sort of guys, Vargas, it's quite amazing that you're the last one.
Like he's versed some absolutely talented guys, especially after me as well, and definitely before. And he should, like, people just writing him off. We're thinking he was past his best after me, but he just keeps on winning. He's amazing. So yeah, he's doing some pretty crazy things even at the age that he's at now. But because I'm definitely going to be fighting at the same age as Pacquiao is now.
Jeff, what well in the fight for you that really shocked you, if you were shocked in the fight? You'd fought some classy fighters, Ben Barr, Rico Mueller, You know what I mean? Sam
Yeah.
Plummet earlier on in your career. You know what I mean? Randall Bailey, Vaneka. The list goes on.
Yeah.
What did Pacquiao do well over those 36 minutes where you were like, this is a different level?
Look, he was just always his punches were just with a hard, like he had hard punches. Pacquiao could punch, that's for sure. Every shot, I did not want to get hit by him, but of course you can't avoid it sometimes, especially the way that I fight and the style that I bring, because that was the style that I knew that I had to fight to win that fight. So I knew I was going to have to take some punishment, and I guess I don't know. Just wore through the punishment that he gave me, and for every punch that he gave me, I tried to give him a couple more back.
Because in the middle rounds, it turned into a bit of a bloody fight. You know, I mean, you guys were up to round 6 and 7. There was a lot of shed there. You know, what I mean, regardless of punches, and there was a couple of head clashes and whatnot. It got quite tough.
Yeah, those bloody southpaws, awkward. No,
How many you fought?
I've fought a lot of southpaws, but yeah, it's never been a clean fight with a southpaw, and yeah, Manny was even worse because he's so explosive. How he is, he's just a natural explosive fighter. He's a smaller guy, so he's had to have something on every other guy, and that's been his explosiveness. So he really has those strong legs that he shoots himself in and gets his power from, and yeah, unfortunately, he's southpaw, and a couple of times we were mirror image of each other and just smashing into each other, and that was where the big damage was done.
And being the last person to beat Manny Pacquiao, if you had to say anything to Yordenis Ugas and his camp, what would it do to beat? What is it that you got to do to beat Pacquiao?
I guess probably rough him up, similar to what I did. He's not a welterweight. It's crazy that this guy is still fighting at welterweight. He's still beating guys up at welterweight. So I guess either smother him or punch more than him. That's the only way you're going to beat Pacquiao, because he's just too good otherwise.
I've always said, bring up a good point. I've always believed he's a 140-pound fighter. He's he's a junior weight. But that's like you, Jeff. I never thought you were a middleweight or even a super welterweight. So why'd you go up for?
Oh, look, that's a very good question. It was probably a mistake. Definitely the middleweight fight was a mistake. I underestimated Michael Zarafa 100%, and even though I knew it would be a tough fight, I mentally was probably how Pacquiao was with me. I was not 100% there, thinking it was going to be the hardest fight in the world, and gosh, he proved me wrong, that's for sure. He gave it to me and ended up stopping me in that 9th round. So yeah, good on him. But yeah.
Mate, I remember saying to you one time at the gym, it was before Horn versus Zarafa too. I said, Jeff, does he hit hard? Does he really hit hard, Zarafa? And you went, Nick, yes, it's hard. Zarafa or Pacquiao, because you've had some big punches taken from Pacquiao. You didn't lose against Pacquiao, but you lost against Zarafa, who hits hard. I know he's a bigger guy.
Yeah, look, I'd still have to say Pacquiao. Like, Zarafa can punch hard, but so can Zoo. I didn't talk about Zoo either. Yeah, he's a nice, sharp, hard puncher as well. And yeah, Pacquiao's just got it's just that explosiveness behind his punch that just makes it super hard. I know he's got heavy hands too, and yeah, every punch you could feel.
Yeah, very, very, very dangerous. Jeff, would you be watching the fight on Sunday, or you'll be out jet skiing or golf?
No, I plan on watching the fight on Sunday. It's always an interesting fight for me watching Pacquiao. I always want to see how he's going. I just keep hoping he wins. Just keep hoping he proves people wrong.